Time for the business news now. Stephen Carroll joins me here in the studio. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Belle.
And we're starting in South Africa, where the currency's taken yet another hit after it was downgraded.
The rand is down 1% against the dollar today as the financial upheaval from a shock cabinet reshuffle continues to make waves. The currency is now trading at its weakest level since the start of this year. It's taken another tumble in the past 24 hours after South Africa's credit rating was slashed to junk by S&P Global, the ratings agency. The agency says the move was due to the political upheaval, which saw Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan sacked last week. S&P believes the cabinet reshuffle has put budget and growth targets at risk. Another ratings agency, Moody's, is expected to give its view on the country's economy this week as well. This as economists warn that it's struck in a low growth trap.
The only way we can get out of this low growth trap is through improved investment that will only follow on improved confidence in the South African economy. What President Zuma has done last week was not building confidence in the economy, building confidence in South Africa, but rather destroying confidence in South Africa. So the cabinet reshuffle of last week will not contribute to higher investment, and therefore South Africa will stay in its low growth trap.
Let's take a look at what's happening on the markets next for you. Here in Europe, shares opening up slightly, although not much above the flat line. Small gains, as you can see, on the CAC 40 in Paris. The Frankfurt DAX actually below the red line today, while the FTSE 100 in London is up by 1/3%. Over in Asia, it was a quieter day on the markets, with Shanghai and Hong Kong both closed for trading. In South Korea, the car makers Hyundai and Kia have seen their shares fall after reports that they're potentially cutting production cutting production in China over the latest political tensions there.
Let's bring us back to France, where the government is considering making a big investment in shipbuilding.
The STX shipyard in the town of Saint-Nazaire has built some of the world's most famous cruise ships, including the record-breaking Harmony of the Seas. An Italian rival is currently in talks to buy the business from its South Korean owners, but the French government, which owns a 1/3 stake in STX, wants more guarantees for jobs at the site and is even considering nationalising the company as an alternative. Yuka Royer has the story.
Is this one final push in President François Hollande's drive to protect strategic French industries? According to Le Monde, the government is seeking to make the Saint-Nazaire shipyard 100% state-owned as a plan B to the troubled sales negotiations with Italian shipbuilder Fincantieri. For months, the French government has been demanding the firm guarantee that it will maintain the size of activities and jobs at the site. As the negotiations have all but stalled, Paris is considering to temporarily nationalise STX France, the owner of the shipyard, in which the state has a 33% stake. Employees welcomed the idea.
We want to have it temporarily nationalized while we wait for a potential stakeholder that has a real industrial vision and a will to save this site and jobs.
Some criticize the government for making an empty threat instead of having a real strategy.
The French state is driven by the desire to show its strength to Fincantieri rather than by the determination and will to nationalize the shipyard and make it into a state-run company.
The government already floated the idea of nationalisation in recent past, when a blast furnace of ArcelorMittal faced closure. That plan never materialised, much to François Hollande's embarrassment.
Some more of the day's business headlines for you now. Shares in Toshiba have plunged by another 9% in Tokyo after reports it may need more financial help. Toshiba's US nuclear business Westinghouse filed for bankruptcy protection last week after suffering from huge cost overruns. Electric car maker Tesla is now worth more than Ford Motors. Shares in Tesla jumped by 7% on Wall Street on Monday. That boosted the firm's market value to $49 billion compared to $46 billion for Ford. And the Canadian plane and train builder Bombardier says it's delaying planned pay rises for executives after public outcry. The company was saved from bankruptcy in 2015 with government funds and has since announced 14,000 job cuts. The pay hikes of up to 50% have now been shelved until 2020 after protests and criticism from Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
And finally from you, Stephen, a change in your pockets. Well, that's if you're living in the Eurozone, isn't it?
The new €50 note goes into circulation today. It's got a range of new security features designed to cut the number of counterfeit notes in circulation. They include a new picture window with a figure of Europa from Greek mythology. The 50 is the most widely used euro note, and it's the latest one to get a facelift after the 5, 10 and 20 bills. It's going to use that thing at the ATM where you're like, oh, have I got a new one?
Absolutely, I can't wait. Stephen Carroll with all the business news. Thank you very much.